Over the past 3 decades, Michael Jordan has been the face of NBA greatness. 6 rings, 6 finals MVPs, 5 MVPs, 10 scoring titles, some of the greatest individual seasons in NBA history. And since then, we have seen many great players challenge for his throne. Some modeled their game after him, while others played a different style and have made a legit case for being better than him. But nobody has made that definitive case until now, because Jalen Green is flat out better than Michael Jordan, and here's why. I want to start by talking about before the NBA, because it's interesting to look at what they were at the same age. They were in different situations at 18 and 19 years old prior to being drafted into the NBA. Michael Jordan went to college, which is the traditional route, and even with the rise in alternative pre-draft routes, college is still the most popular one. While Jalen Green went to G League Ignite. In fact, he's the first ever big-time recruit and prospect to choose the route of going to G League Ignite. And with that route, you get to play against more NBA level athletes and better competition prior to your draft year compared to college. And when you look at the fact that Jalen was facing better competition at the same age, MJ was a freshman in college, it makes the numbers paint a real picture at the same stage. Jalen was better. Jordan as a freshman at UNC averaged 13.5 points per game, 4.4 rebounds per game, 1.8 assists per game on a 56.2 shooting percentage. During his lone season with G League Ignite against NBA caliber athletes, Jalen Green averaged 17.9 points per game, 4.1 rebounds per game, 2.8 assists per game on a 61.3 true shooting percentage. So Jalen was putting up better numbers at the same age against better competition. But it goes beyond that as well, because on top of the pre-draft stuff, it extends to the actual NBA draft results as well. So the NBA draft is the big kicker for me in this evaluation, because it tells me the most about these two. First, Michael Jordan went 3rd overall in the NBA draft, while Jalen Green went 2nd overall in the NBA draft. So Jalen went higher in the draft than MJ. 2 generationally gifted athletic shooting guard prospects, and one was valued at a higher pick than the other. Also, we can't ignore that the Rockets were the team that picked Jalen Green 2nd overall, because the Rockets had a chance to draft a gifted athletic scoring guard top 2 in 1984 in Michael Jordan, but passed on him for a future Defensive Player of the Year and top 2 big in Hakeem Olajuwon. The Rockets didn't pass on a chance to draft a athletic, gifted scoring guard top 2 in 2021 because they took Jalen Green 2nd overall, while passing up on a future Defensive Player of the Year caliber and potential top 2 big in Evan Mobley. It really makes you think. And then you look at what's happened in the NBA. Sure, Jalen hasn't won a scoring title yet, and he hasn't won any rings or MVPs or even made any All-Star teams. But when you look at what Jalen has done at 19 to 20 years old in the NBA compared to what Michael Jordan did at the same age in the NBA, it's not even close. Jalen averaged 17.3 more points per game than Michael Jordan did in his age 19 NBA season. Jalen averaged 21.9 more points per game than Michael Jordan did in his age 20 NBA season. Jalen has 4 more 40-plus point games before turning 21 than Michael Jordan did. When Michael Jordan dropped 40-plus points for the first time in an NBA game, he was older than Jalen was when he had his oldest 40-plus point NBA game. From ages 19 to 20, in terms of what these two did at those ages in the NBA, Jalen has a massive advantage over Michael Jordan. Jalen has more points. Jalen has more rebounds. Jalen has more assists. Jalen has more steals. Jalen has more blocks. Jalen has made more three-pointers. Jalen has a higher field goal percentage. Jalen has a higher 2-point field goal percentage. Jalen has a higher 3-point field goal percentage. Jalen has a higher free throw attempt rate and a better free throw percentage. He has the advantage in literally every standard and advanced stat when you compare what he did at 19 to 20 years old in the NBA versus what Michael Jordan did at 19 to 20 years old in the NBA. It's not even close. I don't get why it's such a preposterous take to people when I say that Jalen Green is better than Michael Jordan. I've laid out the entire argument. He went higher in the draft than Michael Jordan did. He was better before the NBA than Michael Jordan was at the same age as a teenager. His first 2 years, when you compare the 19-year-old and 20-year-old versions of these guys based off what they did in the NBA at those ages, it's not even close. And then you look at other things. Jalen was a bigger star and is a bigger star. He has more followers on social media like Twitter, Instagram, among other things. He was more popular in high school than Michael Jordan was. He was getting mixtapes with millions of views, where Jordan wasn't coming close to that. So the star, the charisma, all of that leans in Jalen's favor. In fact, I would go as far to say that Jalen Green has a better aura than Michael Jordan did. And I don't think that's really close either, despite what old heads might think. Jalen Green is just flat out better in every way, and while he still has ways to go before he matches what Michael Jordan did accomplishments wise, I'm confident he will get there and probably will exceed it. I think Jalen's gonna get like 7 rings. I think he's gonna get like 6 or 7 MVPs. I think he's gonna win more than 10 scoring titles in his career. I think Jalen Green will retire as the best player to ever play the sport. And I really think that people need to realize that. And I just think that, again, look at everything I talked about in this video, and I think the case is clear. And here's one final point that I want you to remember when you watch this video, if you did make it to this point, that I think should stick with every single one of you. And I hope everyone did watch the end of this video, because this is the most important point. Happy April Fool's Day, guys. I did videos like this like every year. On the old channel, I had like 4K subs before I transitioned to this channel. Last year, I didn't end up doing one. I was kind of disappointed that I forgot to do one last year, so I did want to do one this year. It's a ton of fun. You know, it's not serious. I don't think Jalen Green is better than Michael Jordan, or he will be better than Michael Jordan in all seriousness. Even though I do think Jalen Green is going to be a great NBA player for a very long time. But it's just fun. You know, it takes what I like to do as far as the video making process, and it lets me be silly and goofy and have fun. So I hope that if you made it to this point, I don't think many of you will make it to this point, because I'm warned about you, a lot of people just turned this video off, disliked it, left a mean comment, which, yeah, I get it based off the title and the way I talked in this video, but I hope if you did make it to this point, you have realized that none of this is serious. It's all just fun. And don't worry, I have another video dropping tomorrow. That's the Keegan Murray video I'm very excited about, because he's had an awesome rookie year. So that's dropping tomorrow. But yeah, that's all I had to say in this one. I hope you didn't take it too seriously. With that being said, have a nice day, and I'll see you guys in the next one.